Hey everybody, Oregon here, and I wanted to ask the question of, is the Wolf Wars a bad DLC? And my answer is going to be, kinda. You can just imagine I'm waving my hand sideways in this pose because I can understand the bad reviews and I can understand the good reviews that I have for it and why I like it, but I'm a 1,000 hour across the Obelisk player. Not everybody's going to be that. Most are going to be 20 to 100 hours, I imagine. And I can see why they're unhappy with it, and we're going to go over that a little bit. So first of all, I wanted to go over the content you're going to get in the Wolf Wars in case you don't know. I know I missed some content in my last video even, so I'm going to pick that up here before I go on. And then I also wanted to do my two major talking points and then also read over the message from the devs. So let's get to it. First of all, you're getting 6 things with this DLC. I am going to talk about the 2 after this. You get the new hero Yager, you get the new skins, 5 of them. You get a new pet, you get the scripted story section. You also get a card back, and you also get access to new areas in, not new areas, but new routes for Acts 2 and 3. And let's go over those quick. The new routes are going to be these Charles and Binks icon. I believe that's Binks right there. When you visit these, you are able to climb their ladder or go up or down their ladder, shoots and ladders, whatever, which allow you to visit things like the pet trainer node or the Minotaur boss node, and also visit the Black Forge at the same time to get the items from the Black Forge and train your pet. In the node as well, you're going to have these 2 interactions with Yager and Magnus, which I believe they just give shards and money. And then you can also sell your old items with any character. You don't need Yager or Magnus with you when you attend these events. You can always just leave, and that gives you access to the ladder. I'm not sure in multiplayer if everybody needs to have this DLC, or if the host has it and the nodes appear. So that's yet to be seen for me. Somebody on the Discord could probably answer you better than I can. The interesting thing is when you go to the green zone, you can visit the pet trainer, which is normally that forge node right there I have listed. And you can also go into the spider cave, so you can get a little extra bonus nodes there. And the blue zone, I don't play it that much. I don't play Adventure that much. I don't know why you'd go to this book. That's why I have a question mark there. Is it good? Is it not? Not sure. But you can go over to the right there, and there is Binks or Charles willing to give you a ladder down to the bottom entrance of the zone. Anyways, let's get to the next big image. Did the story content suck? This was a big surprise for me because I knew what to come in expecting with the story DLC. I knew it was going to be based on, hey, you're reading a diary. You're not going to change much of the game because it's something that happened in the past. And these are level 1 characters that, let me get myself out of there. Oh, no, wrong one. There it is. You're playing these level 1 characters with deck sizes of 10, so they're like half of a deck, and you don't get to build and change the deck. I found that fine because that's lore-wise, they're beginning adventurers, they're just out fighting a war as a basic platoon. They're not going to be that powerful. I know a lot of people weren't happy with that. They found it boring. They found it really bad to having a deck builder where you don't build your decks. So, would it have been better if these were like level 3 characters, level 5 characters with unique abilities, powerful cards that you could get another powerful card to add in like one of 3 scripted choices every time you play and build the decks a little bit better there? Probably would have been better, more fun, but I don't think it'd fit that much lore-wise, but I can understand wanting that. It'd be like Super Metroid, where you're playing these powerful characters, you're getting ideas for characters' decks based on the upgrades you have. And the other part is, yeah, I kind of agree as well, like, it probably shouldn't have been in Act 1 in adventure mode where you have to go for, like, a half hour of the act if you don't know about the skip and the caravan travel just to get to the DLC. And it probably should have been just like something on the main menu here in the bottom right. I have like where you get adventure mode, obelisk mode, weekly challenge, and then there's like a side DLC where you can just boost that up and go straight in. I think it would have been much better. But yeah, did it suck? I found it pretty good. It's good story, but I know not everybody's in it in these games for reading the story, getting lore, but you gotta keep in mind the intention was that this is side content. This was supposed to give you more value onto buying a new character, not for this is the DLC for story, and the character is the side. The meat and potatoes is the character and the skins, not the other way around, if you get what I'm saying. The next thing is Cashgrab. Was it Cashgrab? Was it Greedy Paradox, as I see the biggest two things on the reviews? I think a good portion of the reviews were just like people mad at Paradox DLC. They see somewhat expensive DLC, they're going to blame Paradox. But not completely. And then the comparison of, hey, you're getting 7 skins for Halloween for $5 versus you're buying 5 skins, which I'd put at $1 each, maybe 80 cents each, and then you're paying $5 to $6 for Yager, and then you get the story content on top of that. I don't think it's that different, but I do think there is a JC's Pennies effect, which is, I'm going to link, it's a really interesting video by Extra Credits, where they talk about JC Pennies, how they completely screw themselves by, they had a new CEO who said, give me a second, I'm going to take a drink. Definitely watch the video if you have a chance, but to sum it up is, their new CEO said, hey, we're going to be completely direct with our customers. We're not going to have any sort of sales at all. We're going to give customers the exact price that we pay for it, including and then what we're going to charge them on top of that. We're just going to be completely honest with them. And it failed horrendously because it didn't feel good just to buy things at like normal cost. People wanted to see like, I'm getting 40% off these jeans, these $20 jeans, so I'm paying like $15 or not. I am so bad with math right now when I'm trying to do this. Anyways, it feels better to get a $20 pair of jeans for when you see like, oh, they're normally $40, so I'm saving $20 by getting them, then rather than just $20 jeans for $20. That makes sense. Just watch the video if you have the chance, but I think that's part of it. And then I also think another part of it is the base game is priced insanely low, so when you charge half, people are going to assume like this DLC better have half the content of the main game or else it's bad. And I can see that opinion. I don't think it's right, but I can definitely see it. And then another thing I wanted to comment on too was indie games that cost money like $20 versus games that are like Fortnite, Pokemon Unite, free-to-play games where it's $10 $10 to $20 for one skin versus getting 5 skins here. I'm not saying that money is haha, you can't afford it. I'm just saying it's interesting to me that the reception on these things are completely different in most cases. And even just like a new character in Genshin Impact or a game like Dragalia Lost, rest in peace, where you had to pay like $100 to $200 just to have a chance to play the new character is insane. But yeah. Let's go over the dev letter now. That's the wrong thing. There we go. So I wanted to go over this slowly. So about the Wolf Wars DLC. We wanted to make it so this DLC tells the Wolf Wars story, not only giving skins, but something more. So yeah, as I said, I believe the dev intention was to sell you skins and a character, but also give you lore behind the character, not give you big story content, have fun play story with the DLC. And in this case, it's a new hero Yager. Making new hero is not as simple as it may seem. Also, a new hero includes its 3 skins, animations for every skin, card backs, emotes, some interactions over the campaign, the pet, the new monsters, and the bosses that work for the random combats of all the games. Yeah, I did have somebody complain to me that they spent all this time wasting their stuff making these new combats and new characters for the DLC zone, and it's not going to be seen outside the area. But that's not true because on higher madness and higher obelisk mode, or just any obelisk mode in weeklies, you'll start seeing these enemies. So it wasn't completely wasted dev time for them to put it into the DLCs. So It's not, they weren't working on this and wasting their time. I wanted to clarify that. And then also in Acts 2 and 3, you'll find a random event that adds a new path never possible before in the last minute card back. So yeah, I did show you those paths, and I didn't show the card back for some reason, even though it's pretty cool. About the new zone, we made it to explain the story we wanted to tell. The story takes place in the past. That's why the result of the event choices don't change, because without spoilers, those things happened. And the idea was to show that Magnus and Yager had different opinions. Sometimes Yager got his way, and sometimes Magnus got his way, or prevailed. That's why at the end of the Wolf Wars, that's what happens, or what happens, and that's how it ends for the main story in the game. Besides explaining the story, the idea of the zone serves as a means to unlock the new skins and new hero, a bigger, more detailed quest event to unlock Yager. We decided to scrap deck building and card rewards within the zone, because what's the point of spending 1 to 2 minutes deciding whether to take a card for your hero if the next fight one of the heroes is changed for another. And plus the story consists of only 3 to 4 fights per route, and then your deck and heroes go back to the same as before when you go back to Act 1. Being aware that's content you want to repeat every run, we didn't want to put any boon or reward for doing the zone, otherwise you'd have to do it over and over again, is probably what they're saying. And yeah, I do feel that it'd be adding like 30 minutes to an hour onto an already pretty long game. We consider this a small to medium DLC. We call it Story DLC. Keep in mind it's taken us a long time. We're still a team of 3. That's 2 developers and 1 artist, and it comes with a very big 1.1 patch, and which does have the new game content, expected features, many more things. This 1.1 patch is free for everybody. After seeing the new initial feedback of the DLC and have seen and learned several things, I know I personally have seen and learned level things myself, so it's just been a fascinating ride, in my opinion. Like, that is not how to start that is not clear how to start the content. I agree with that. That maybe should have been a separate mode on the menu. I did suggest that to them, and but that was after the fact. I wouldn't even thought about it before the fact until people complained about it. Then maybe we should have some deck building part within the zone, or maybe people would have expected more from the zone. But it gives us the impression that maybe without the zone, or less focus on it, and just saying, hey, here's a new hero, skins, card back, and stuff, the DLC impression would have been different. And I do agree with that. I think it would have been received a lot better if there wasn't focus on the zone and made a bit clearer that, hey, the zone is just side fluff content. It's not supposed to be, you're paying $10 to get hours and hours of gameplay. But interestingly, I do think you're getting hours and hours of gameplay for that $10, because Yager is such a different hero and he's kind of fun. But, or even if we had put what comes for free in the big patch 1.1 inside the DLC, the general opinion would have changed too, but we believe that the other new zones and content included in 1.1 coming standard for free was a much better option, which I agree. Definitely don't lock combat logs and lock new zone or side zones behind DLC when you can, but I believe that's what people are going to be wanting in future DLCs, is new zones and side zones, so that's going to be something to consider. In conclusion, now that 1.1 is completely released, we'll fix any bugs when we find and improve. And then our intention is to fully dedicate ourselves to doing one big content DLC, which will be the next one. We completely new zone where you can choose for Act 2 and 3 with enemy events, new items, bosses, in addition to 1 or 2 new heroes. And to spoil a bit of things on the Discord if you're not there, the 1 and 2 heroes are supposed to be female, so look forward to that. We don't know anything much more than that. I think one's supposed to be female, and the second one might be female, so. And as always, thank you for your support and feedback. And, yeah. I think I hit every point I wanted to touch on. Definitely comment below if you want to discuss it more, because it's much easier to talk in my brain and have arguments with myself without recording than it is to put it into a video, especially one that I didn't even script at all. But, yeah. Hope you all have a grand day. Please let me know what you think. And one more thing I wanted to touch on was, what do you guys think about an ATO podcast? I know JJHM was streaming the other night, and we got into a little bit of a discussion, like how every other game has podcasts discussing like patches or what's upcoming and what's been said in the Discords of these games. So, would you guys like to see a podcast in the future, where every 2-3 weeks we might just talk about the game, talk about like new challenges, runs people have made, etc., etc. So, yeah. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, and remember to take care of yourselves and brush your teeth. Goodbye!